Okay, so I have my glasses on because I was mixing. Okay, so I want to do this because I need to talk. I want to talk through what I'm currently thinking. I need to make sure my cat's still on the balcony. Okay, yeah, he's fine. So. This is my thinking process. So basically, what I'm trying to do is. Okay. So it was about like 4 months ago now. I think I've been in New York since August. So I would say it's probably been 4 months. We've been in New York since August. I met Josh. You know, Josh is not really particularly relevant to my thinking right now. Josh is imperative, though, to this point. He played a fig. Okay, Josh introduced me to this video by Julian Huxtable, which I should honestly rewatch because it's 4 months later. I'm still thinking about it. But so basically, she was talking about how she was mixing 4 decks. Granted, my machine, I've only got 2. Like I think I've said previously, its functionality can support 4. That does not mean it's efficient. And so because it's not efficient, it makes my experimentation more difficult, which is kind of not bad. Can I just move this up so I'm not looking down all the time? Hold on. I guess that's fine. Which isn't bad because it's just making me think harder and trying to like work around with what I have. Because currently what I have is a 2-deck DJ board or controller, 1 speaker, and this 13-year-old laptop that I'm speaking into right now. That is the setup I have right now. And so basically what I'm trying to do is in the video, she said that instead you have to look at the board as an instrument instead of just this module. Which one could say that's probably the same. A module is an instrument, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I don't have an education, so I don't know for sure. But I want to change this. Hello? 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 I kind of like this better. Can you even understand me? I know the last video was like this, but... So I've been looking at it as a instrument now, right? And it's changed my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh, the possibilities are limitless. But now I've hit this point where I am very, like... I want to experiment with this, and I'm finding it difficult, and I want to talk it through, basically. So, that being said, I've also discovered I am sitting in a room different from the one you are in now by Alvin Lucia. These are my DJ glasses because I was playing around with it. I am making this video now because I was trying to experiment, but I think I'm on a pipeline that I didn't realize I was going to be on, and I think it's going to change the directory of my, like, path. Redundant, but, okay, so... One moment. Dead air. Okay, so viewing this as an instrument, i.e. with Julian Huxtable, then also discovering I am sitting in a room different from you now, and how the frequencies and the resonance just erases everything outside of just the sound waves. I also have no education, so if I'm using these terms incorrectly, I have no education. Sorry about it. I'm just a curious boy. But, That's not to demean my thoughts, though. So, okay. I have this idea of merging the two almost. And this is why I'm like kind of frightened, because I think by merging the two, this is just going to throw me into like getting into synthesizers and all that, which is a whole entirely different beast. But what I'm thinking is, what I want to do is play a set, but in the same capacity as in I am sitting in a room different from you are now. And I want to continue just to play the singular set over and over and over again, just to hear where it will go. So that's one thing I want to do. And for that, I need to figure out how I can do that with just a deck, a speaker, a laptop. I wonder if I can, and like, this is everything I have. I have this phone, I have another phone, and then I have the speaker, the controller, and the laptop, like I said earlier. So that's all I have right now. I'm wondering, I want to try to figure out how to mix a set in a way that will reflect the technique that Alvin is using in that piece. So that's number one. And number two, I really am interested in this is what I'm kind of trying to find difficulty on. And this is why I'm afraid, because I feel like I'm about to open a can of worms that's called synth. Because I want to really deep dive into beat manipulation, i.e. like, I really feel like what I'm just explaining is synthesizers. Like, I think my next step is synthesizing, and that's scary. Just because I pulled the death card for January, and I'm like, no, please. Is this what the death card is referring to? But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use the board and find a beat and just use the effects to manipulate the same beat and layer that beat on top of each other, but almost creating different beats with the 4-beat whatever that I'm using as an example. Trying to find a simple beat is hard. I'm sure I can go to like iTunes or something to find a free beat. But what I had just, hence the video, is what I just... That's fucking embarrassing. This fucking died. This died. Whatever. I'm going to keep speaking into it because it's kind of fun. Luscious Massacre, I get you. I get you, girl. Shout out to the microphone dolls. I dedicated this video to all the microphone dolls. But what I was doing was I took like, I think it was Grey by Brutalismus 3000. I will pretend to throw up the beat here. Here's the beat. It's like the first 8 beats of Brutalismus 3000 of Grey. GR3E. That's how you spell it. And so what I was doing was I manipulated the first 8 beats of that, the two phases, I think that's the correct term, is 4 beats is a phase. 2 phases of that. And then I had put the original beat, layered it on top of the original. And this is why I'm like, this is just music production. I'm going into music production and I'm not even fucking realizing it. And then I put the same beat on top of that and I played it, and then I tried to manipulate that same beat in a different way. And then I did it again, and I did it up to 4 times because that's all this can do. That's all this thing can do. And it's not giving. It's like, I think I'm being limited by this capacity. I think I'm trying to do something that's completely outside of what this is. Like, this is... I just don't want to start something new. I'm really scared because I already know so little. My roommate just come home. Hi, welcome home. Okay. I don't know. I think I'm going to go into synthesizing or like music production. I'm not sure. But this is very difficult. That's all I have to say. I don't know what I'm trying to do.